There's a parking lot at the VA, and the same parking lot, two completely different things have happened to two different veterans. One sat in his car and decided he could not do it anymore. That is real. It has happened more than once, more than you want to know. The other sat in the same lot at the bottom and somehow got pulled back. Same place, same broken system, two different outcomes. The difference between those two men is the thing the VA is missing, and I can show it to you in the data. We ran an anonymous survey for veterans because we were working closely with the VA Community Care to provide testosterone replacement therapy to veterans through VA Community Care directly. And so we ran this survey of veterans because we needed the data, and we ran it blind, no names, just raw honesty, just a completely anonymous survey. And one man left a comment that I just haven't been able to shake. It just one line from the thing, and it was just at the end of the survey, he wrote this one thing, and basically was he left the VA in a lot of pain and was ready to end it right there in the parking lot. And had seen one of my videos, and it just dawned on him to reach out and to get his hormones checked outside the VA. And I know nothing else about this person. I don't need to, because that one line told me everything. And because we've seen the stories for the people that did not see those videos and did not take action, did not take things in their own hands, and they made a permanent solution off a temporary problem. And that holds a lot of weight with me. I take it very seriously, and there's a reason why I keep making these freaking videos, and I will continue to make these videos because it's saving people's lives. So, here's a pattern that we see, and it's played out over and over and over, and every veteran that's ever struggled, every veteran is struggling now. Like, you finally go in, and what happens? You get a post-traumatic stress diagnosis, and what do? You get handed a bunch of medication, uppers, downers, whatever it may be, and you send it on your way, the old VA starter pack, and you get SSRIs, you get pain pills, you get mixed, and you're probably still drinking, like I made in the other video, and you're just mixing all that shit, which is a perfect storm for someone taking their own life or making a permanent decision on a temporary feeling, right? And so what happens is we treat every symptom with prescriptions, and we never once look at the engine underneath, not once. And so, like, personally, this is I'm so passionate about this because it was me. I almost took my own life, and I was depressed, and I couldn't see the forest through the trees, and I was so frustrated and so tired. I hadn't slept from 2009 to 2014. I was just on these pills and drinking, and it was just, I was in that negative snowball effect. And I tested at one time 91 at early 30s, and was told that it was okay, that it was fine. Meanwhile, the VA's handed me a bag of pills, Ambien, Prazosin, Zoloft, Adderall to wake up, Tramadol for pain, and all at once. And one night landed me going to respiratory arrest and having a panic attack because I was falling asleep and I can feel my breathing slowing down. And thank God Allie was there. She woke me up. She made me drink coffee and like try to get it. But I remember just panicking, and I remember that it was another veteran who did that, and he had died. He was actually in my neighborhood. He was part of MARSOC, and he died in his sleep for that exact same thing. Went into respiratory arrest. He was alone in his house and didn't wake up. And so I almost became one of those veterans. And if it wasn't for my wife, then I would have been. So let's talk about what's actually happening. Like, what's the science behind actually what's happening in your body? And it's not weakness. It's biology. You're not a weak person. It's just hormones and science and biology in your system. So you got to look at the years of stress, whether it's combat or training or just stress in the military itself, or first responders. It falls into fire service and law enforcement as well. The trauma just dysregulates your stress system, your HPA axis, which is your hypothalamic, pituitary, and adrenal axis. This is what creates your endocrine system. This is what creates your whole life. And when that HPA axis gets messed up, cortisol stays jacked up, testosterone gets suppressed, and the whole system that's supposed to reset never gets to. Now you stack on TBI on top of that, even mild blast exposure. And I'm talking flashbangs, guns going off around you, parachute openings, whatever it may be, a couple good knocks to the head with your friends. That hits the pituitary gland that signals hormone production, and that damage compounds over time. So you end up with brain marinating in stress chemistry and the body running on empty hormones, and now you're not sleeping, and then we're surprised why the man's depressed, right? Like, oh, big shock. And so here's the data. I want to share the data with you guys again. So we surveyed, so far we've surveyed 555 veterans. The average age is 45, every branch of the military. 78% screened positive for moderate or worse depression. 39% were in severe range of depression. 70% screened positive or for moderate or worse anxiety. Now here's what just stops me cold, but it's not shocking me. The veterans with the worst low testosterone symptoms were almost always the exact same men reporting the worst depression, nearly 1-to-1. Among these men, among the men carrying a heavy load of low testosterone symptoms, 99% also screened positive for depression. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. So the men that were carrying the lowest testosterone symptoms, okay, I don't know what their T was, the low testosterone symptoms, 99% of them were also screened for positive for depression. And among the men without the load, it was 43%. All right. So these were not two separate groups of suffering veterans. They're overwhelmingly the same men, and just nobody's connecting the two. Okay. Now let's talk about like the failures in the numbers. Of the 435 veterans in this survey who were screened positive for moderate or worse depression, 91% are not on any testosterone treatment at all. So out of 435 that were screened for positive for moderate or worse depression, 91% of those are not on treatment. 1 in 4 who actually asked the VA were tested, told their levels were completely normal, and sent home with nothing, probably just more SSRIs. Out of all 555 men, the VA had prescribed testosterone to 33 of them, and they prescribed it in the wrong way, in the incorrect protocol. So this is why this survey matters, because the data is how we put what is actually happening in front of the people who can change it, right? And make the case for the core medical to become a community care provider for veterans to the VA. And we're making strides for that. We're getting very good. We're getting very close. And keep in mind, this is going to be a state-by-state thing, but we have people at Capitol Hill banging the drum for you guys to make this happen. And every veteran who fills out that thing makes the case even stronger. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Okay, here's my call to action for you. If you are a veteran, fill out the survey. It's completely anonymous and it takes a few minutes. Okay, and it's how we force this conversation. The link is in the description. And if you're sitting here right now, recognizing yourself in this video, and you are ready to actually get evaluated by people who will look at the whole picture, then Core Medical consult link is below as well. Or you can just fill out the survey, and there's an opportunity to find more information if you're wanting to. And I challenge you at a minimum to get the blood test done, because listen, you don't have to commit to anything. You just commit to the blood test. Once the blood test comes back, you can say F off, or hey, let's move forward. There's no fight there. All right. And one more thing, and I mean this, if you're in that parking lot right now and you're in your head right now, you do not have to do anything permanent about this. This is a fixable situation. You can call the Veteran Crisis Line, dial 988, then press 1. We need you to stay in the fight. There's people that love you. And remember, when you make a permanent decision off a temporary problem, you're not just ending your pain, you're transferring that pain to the people who love you the most. And that's where we'll end it. Love you guys. Thank you for your service. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. Remember to like it. Remember to drop me a comment. I want to respond to it. I'm actually the one responding to the comments. And if you like this video, you're going to absolutely love this one right here.